This is TechCrunch. These may be the last days of Amazon's Mechanical Turk. An announcement on the Mechanical Turk website says that on July 30th, the crowdsourcing service will close to new customers. Amazon Web Services says the decision was made after careful consideration, adding existing customers can continue to use the service as normal. AWS continues to invest in security and availability improvements for Mechanical Turk, but the company does not plan to introduce new features. In other words, Amazon is not completely pulling the plug, but the service is very much on life support. First launched in 2005, Mechanical Turk was a marketplace where people were paid tiny amounts to perform simple tasks that resisted full automation, things like completing CAPTCHA challenges or identifying the basic sentiment in a sentence. In its heyday, the service was at the center of debates around the ethics of crowdsourced labor, and it even played a small role in the early stages of the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal. Beginning in 2018, Amazon began billing it as a way for companies to annotate data to train neural networks as part of its SageMaker AI service. Mechanical Turk has also been described as the hidden enabler for companies taking a fake-it-till-you-make-it approach to AI, where products marketed as AI are actually powered by the Mechanical Turk workforce, all the more fitting since the original Mechanical Turk was itself a hoax, with a hidden human chess player pretending to be a chess-playing machine. Over time, the relationship between Mechanical Turk and AI models grew even more complicated. In a snake eating its own tail irony, a 2023 analysis found that between 33 and 46% of workers on the platform were using large language models to complete their tasks, raising questions about the reliability of data annotated on the platform, and also about whether humans needed to be in the loop at all. This week, after Amazon's decision became public, one Reddit user suggested the platform died years ago, with workers and researchers abandoning it due to bots and fraud. The user predicted someone at Amazon is going to decide keeping the Mechanical Turk servers running is a waste of time and resources and pull the plug entirely. Offering a rare glimpse at the priorities of a top spy organization, Canada's Communications Security Establishment, or the CSE, said it conducted a handful of state-authorized hacks last year in order to disrupt the operations of drug traffickers, violent extremists, and a ransomware gang. The disclosures in the Canadian Intelligence Agency's annual report underscore some of the main national security threats that face Canada and its closest allies, ranging from the import of illegal drugs to cyber attacks. CSE is tasked with collecting foreign intelligence, defending government systems, and disrupting online adversaries. Published last week, the report says the CSE last year carried out 3 foreign active cyber operations, the term the agency uses to describe its cyber attacks on overseas operations that threaten Canadian national security and public safety. One of the operations, per the report, targeted cybercriminals outside of Canada who were brokering the sale of chemicals used to create the synthetic opioid fentanyl. The CSE collected intelligence on the brokers, then conducted an operation that disrupted and diminished their ability to operate. Another active operation involved the collection of signals intelligence, data produced from electronics and internet-connected devices, on an overseas extremist group that was spreading violent ideology and recruiting members, including in Canada. That report said the agency analyzed the group's organization, reach, and potential vulnerabilities to conduct an operation that successfully undermined the group's credibility and limited their ability to radicalize and recruit new members. Another operation involved disrupting a ransomware-as-a-service operation that let hackers rent access to a ransomware gang's infrastructure to launch destructive extortion attacks. The CSE said its Signals Intelligence Unit identified how the gang worked against the healthcare, transportation, and business sectors in Canada, then used an active cyber operation that rendered the group's infrastructure inoperable. The operation also deleted much of the data on the gang's servers. The agency said it undertook concurrent technical disruptions against 10 of the most significant ransomware gangs targeting Canada to make parts of their infrastructure unusable. Now, the report did not say where the hackers, extremists, or the ransomware gang were located, or the specifics of the operations that the CSE used to target them. It's not uncommon for spy agencies to conduct cyber attacks against their adversaries, but such operations are seldom disclosed or detailed to protect the methods and techniques used. Fort Meade, Maryland-based Cyber Command, which conducts cyber operations for the U.S. government, regularly carries out hunt-forward operations that involve sending cyber teams to allied nations to secure their networks and disrupt cyber operations launched by adversaries. The number of U.S.-led hunt-forward operations have risen from a few handful during 2018 to more than 24 during last year. Canada's CSE said it also carried out one defensive cyber operation during the year to target a phishing campaign aimed at Canadian federal government institutions and other important systems. The agency said it disrupted the group's infrastructure and degraded their ability to target Canadians. That's all for now. For the latest tech news, go to TechCrunch.com.